A decision has yet to be made on whether the Formula One Grand Prix will return to Singapore next year. If it does, then it should be a win-win situation for all. That was what S. Iswaran, Minister in Prime Minister's Office and Second Minister for Home Affairs and Trade and Industry, said on Sunday.
We have several parties who are involved, and we want to make sure that if we were to go ahead with an extension, then the terms are such that all parties, Formula One management, the Singapore Grand Prix SGP Group, as well as the Singapore government spearheaded by STB, are able to sign off on the terms as being mutually beneficial. So we don't want to force fit the solution. I think we need to give them, as a deliberate process, a measured one, and we want to give them enough time to find an appropriate outcome. It's not so much that there are stumbling blocks, but each party has to work through their own priorities and what they're hoping to see going forward in another 5 years in the context of Formula One in Singapore. So I think we're all quite clear. Can there be an outcome that is mutually beneficial? I think there is potential for that, but everybody has to roll up their sleeves and work at it.
Mr. S. Iswaran pointed out that one positive effect of the F1 races in Singapore is community engagement.
We know about the fact that it attracts tourists. We know that there are significant spin-offs for businesses. What we perhaps are less aware of is the organic growth in the kind of community engagement activities that are taking place, and this is one good example of that. So it's about bringing, whether it's go-karting, whether it's bringing design of cars to schools, or in terms of encouraging students to take a more active interest in the science behind Formula One. So I think those have been some important developments as well.
3, 2, 1...
Mr. S. Iswaran was the guest of honour at the F1 for Everyone event at East Coast Park on Sunday. Around 200 members of the public tested their driving skills on an electric go-kart and also checked out the fastest model F1 cars created by students. But of course, all eyes were on the 8 girls vying for the top 3 spots in the 2012 Singtel Grid Girls competition. For the first time, the top 3 girls were selected based on public SMS and online voting. 21-year-old Ashvin Sandhu was crowned the winner with the most votes. Who is your favourite F1 driver?
It's a tie between Lewis Hamilton and Jenson Button. I can't choose really. Jenson Button is only because he's good looking. For Hamilton is because that when I first started watching F1 in 2008, he was the best driver there and he emerged as champion that year. So since then I've been his fan.
Lewis Hamilton, yes, because he shares the almost same birthday as me. Yes.
Which is?
His is on 7th January, mine is on 6th of January. Yes, and he's one of the youngest drivers, so he really inspired me a lot.
My favourite F1 driver would be Sebastian Vettel because I've always been a Red Bull fan and I've always admired his skills on the racetrack and the fact that he won the Singapore Grand Prix last year, given that the racetrack can be quite tricky.
The Formula One Singtel Singapore Grand Prix will be held in Singapore between September 21st and 23rd.